Today with an update on the investment. Is there anything new you can tell us?
Well, what I can tell you is that matters are progressing, but it's not being helped by people who appear to be trying to cause trouble for some unknown reason. And I'm particularly curious about a fellow called Duncan Castles. He's a gentleman who's in South Africa, and all of a sudden he's an expert in Arabic affairs and football affairs. I don't know if this is the same Duncan Castles who's lost his job at about 3 national newspapers, and I'm puzzled that somebody sitting in South Africa can be concentrating on Leeds United and a big Gulf financial institution, 8,000 miles away, 6,000, 7,000 miles away. Seem to be obsessed, almost a stalker, and asking the most peculiar questions. And actually, I suppose, to use a technical term, he's just making himself a pain in the arse. It's interesting that he's had to send an email apology to GFH, and I'd like to read it to you in full. He sent it to David Haig, and he writes for a paper called The National in the Gulf, which doesn't seem any, as I said before, it seems like the late news of the world without the class. He said, David, I apologise for the retweet of an item on Twitter written by some that may have caused offence. Certainly not my intent to offend or dishonour Islam. I apologise to anybody who took offence to the item. Sincerely, Duncan Castle, sports journalist. And when we look at that, we see he does indeed live in South Africa. So I think it puts his credibility where it belongs, doesn't it, in the bottom of the ash bin. So that if you do read anything about him, or from him, or whatever, take no notice, because he's discredited before it starts. There will inevitably be press and media interest about this transaction, because Leeds are a big club. But we're making progress, hopefully sooner rather than later. And in the meanwhile, just ignore any rubbish reading the newspapers written by people who have not checked their facts and who write speculation just to fill the newspapers. If I've told you before, I keep telling you, if you want to know what's going on, LUTV, Yorkshire Radio and the internet. There's nothing on those 3 things because there's nothing to tell you. Simple as that.